keep it? Is it all about how much you got? I mean, I don't know. Oh, hey there, boys and girls. How are you? So great to see you. Welcome and thank you for joining me and Read with Mr. A today. Oh man, we got a great story. And you know what? We also got a great book on deck right here. And before I share the title of this story, a couple of things. If this is your first time here, go ahead, please hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before and you like what we do as far as our content, what we produce, how much love we spread, hey, don't do that again. Go and hit that subscribe button, please, people. We appreciate you. It really helps us keep the content going, our channel going, and producing just great things, free resources for you all to engage with. And check this out. We got contests as well. So we got a product giveaway right here. Now, in order to get this product, what you have to do is you have to subscribe to Fathers Read 365 TV. So that's what I went over just, a few minutes ago or a minute ago. And from there, what you have to do, you're going to have to like this video. You're going to have to leave a comment from your favorite part of the story. And then you're going to have to tag 10 other individuals in order to receive this product. And it's going to be given away at the end of the month. So in a few days, we'll be giving this away. So still time to enter. Please join in on the fun. We definitely appreciate any newcomers and anyone wanting to participate. Now, on to our story. Okay, the title of our book, I'm going to say it 2 times because we have our little readers here as well as our big readers. So our big readers who can see the words or, the title in this case, support our little readers. Say it out loud. Say it with me because the second time around, little readers, we're going to say it together, okay? And then we'll top it off with a third time just for good measure. So, the title of the book we'll be reading today is called The Selfish Giant. You got that? Okay, we're going to do it again. You ready? Title of the book is The Selfish Giant. Great job. I heard all of your wonderful voices. Thank you, big readers. Greatly appreciated. Now, are you ready to get going with the story? You are? Me too. Well, let's go. Oh, man, and Mr. A has to put his super reading glasses on because, as you can see, we have some words to get through here, okay? So, here we go. The Selfish Giant. Once there was a giant who lived in a large castle near the center of town. It was a very fine castle, yet the giant was seldom at home to enjoy it. Instead, he spent many years traveling restlessly from place to place. While the giant was away, the children of the town came to play in his garden each day after school. It was the most beautiful garden in the land, and some said it was enchanted. Inside the garden, it was summer all year long. The trees never lost their leaves, the flowers were always in bloom, and the weather never got cold. Sometimes it rained, but only at night when the children were asleep in their beds. It was always sunny again in the morning. The children skipped rope, swung from trees, and played games in the enchanted garden. When they grew hungry, they plucked fruit from the trees and ate it. The children were very happy in the garden. Yes. One day, the giant returned home. He had grown weary during his travels and longed for the peace and quiet of his castle. Instead, loud noises greeted him when he arrived. He heard happy shouts and sounds of laughter. When he looked out the window, he saw children playing games and eating fruit from the trees in his garden. "What are you children doing here?" bellowed the giant. "This is my garden. I will allow no one to play here but myself." The children were very frightened and ran away as fast as their legs could carry them. With that, the giant placed a heavy lock on the gate to the garden. He also hung a wooden sign on the garden wall, announcing that no one was allowed to enter. This satisfied the giant. "Finally," he growled to himself, "I will have some peace and quiet." He was a very selfish giant. Now, the children no longer had a place to play. They would walk sadly past the garden on their way home from school and remember the fun they once had there. One day, they stopped by the gate. A curious boy wanted to see the garden, so he climbed on top of his friend's shoulders and peeked over the wall. The boy gasped at what he saw. The leaves of the trees were turning orange and falling to the ground. The grass was now thin and brown. The flowers had wilted and the tree branches drooped. "What has happened to our wonderful garden? It looks like it is dying," said the boy. The children were miserable. A few even began to cry. Their beautiful garden was no longer enchanted. The garden had become a very cold and lonely place. The birds had fled, and the only sound that could be heard was the mournful cry of the cold wind as it blew through the empty tree branches. One day, a lovely red flower poked its head out of the ground. The giant noticed it from his window and hoped it would grow tall and strong. Instead, a gust of wind roared through the garden and scared the little flower back underground. The giant sighed. He did not understand what was happening to his garden. It had once been so beautiful, but now it was dull and cold. "Well," sighed the giant, "at least now I have peace and quiet, and I do not have to share my garden with anyone." These thoughts made the giant feel better. He truly was a selfish giant. The passing months brought even more changes to the garden. Stinging white snow swirled in the wind, and sharp icicles hung from the trees. Nobody would have played in the frozen garden, even if the giant had invited them inside. The giant was puzzled. He could see that it was no longer winter in the rest of the countryside. The weather had turned warm and sunny, and new green shoots were springing up everywhere. Why then was it still so bleak in his garden? Something is not right, the giant said. He began to wish for his beautiful garden and for the children who made it such a happy place. For the first time, the giant felt lonely. The children continued to stop by the gate after school, wishing they could play in the garden. They remembered. One day, a loose stone fell out of the wall. The hole it left was big enough for the children to crawl through. They looked at each other excitedly and entered the secret passage one by one. The children knew if the giant found them in his garden, he would be furious. But they missed the garden too much to stay away. Then something incredible happened. When their feet touched the ground, the snow began to melt. The grass turned green and the sun began to shine. When the children climbed and swung from the trees, new leaves appeared on the branches. From inside the castle, the giant heard a bird singing. Amazed, he went to the window. What was happening? The garden was coming back to life. The giant's eyes filled with tears. How selfish have I been, he said, shaking his head. He was very sorry for what he had done. Icicles still hung from one tree. A small boy looked up at the tree sadly. He wanted to climb it. He could not even reach the lowest branch. The boy sat down under the tree and began to cry. Suddenly, he felt a huge pair of hands gently lift him up and set him on a branch. Instantly, the icicles melted. They were replaced by fresh green leaves. The surprised little boy turned to see the giant who had once roared with anger at the children. Now the giant smiled and patted the little boy on the head. The boy flung his arms around the giant's neck and kissed him on the cheek. The giant's heart melted as quickly as the icicles. He was sorry he had been so selfish. Now he realized how much he had missed the children. When the other children saw that they no longer had to fear the giant, they rushed over to him. The giant scooped them up and gave them each a giant-sized hug. It was wonderful to hear the children laugh again. Does this mean that we may play in your enchanted garden? Asked one child. The giant now realized that the children brought the magic to his garden. From now on, this is your garden, the giant said. You may come here to play whenever you wish. The end. Great story, huh? One we should like, huh? Yes. Well, hey, you know what to do. What was your favorite part of the story? Leave it in the comments. Okay? Yes. Leave it in the comments. Man, it was some moving parts there, I felt, and I think, not I think, I know one of the major lessons to be learned is to, and I'm not just talking about the giant here, I'm talking about everybody, just people in general, that we can see who or what is being a contribution to us as people ourselves, or our lives, and making our lives better, or our environment better. Let's pay closer attention to who those individuals are, so that we don't feel as though we're not appreciative of what others do for us, okay, and what they can provide us. Because in this case, really, it was just about the love. It was what those children and their playful attitudes, just loving, joyful fun, just wanting to play in the garden. They just thought it was an enchanted garden, but they didn't even know that they made it enchanted. Neither did the giant, did he? Right. And once he found that out, what did he do? He allowed the children to play in his garden whenever, because he saw the life that they brought to it. Wow. Great story. Such a great story. Well, it's here now. We'll read with Mr. A. You can read it anytime you would like. Let's read it 1,000 times, right? Okay. Can we get to our positive affirmation? Did y'all see this in the corner on the side? Oh my goodness, this is lovely. Today's affirmation is, say it with me, big readers: believe, achieve, receive. Yeah. Let's do that one more time. Say it with me. Come on. Believe, achieve, and receive. Yeah. So we got to believe. Okay, we got to believe in ourselves, or whatever it is that we're doing, whatever goals or outcomes we want to set up for ourselves, and then we go and we achieve it. You know why? Because we believed it. And then once you achieve it, now here come what we call those blessings. Let's receive it. Okay, deal? Yes, yes. We're going to believe, achieve, and receive. And guess what else we're going to do? We're going to make sure we enter to get this product. Yes, we have the free product giveaway. So remember how you enter. Subscribe to this channel here, okay? Like the video that we just read from our book here, The Selfish Giant. And we want you to leave a comment on your favorite part of the story, and then tag 10 people, okay? In your comment section, whatever that is, right there, tag 10 people so they can see this as well, and you will be entered into the contest. But you got to complete all 4 of those steps. But if you subscribed, hey, you're already a quarter of the way there, right? Okay, well, we want to thank the author or authors for putting the words into this book to share them with us so that we can share them with you all. And on behalf of Fathers Read 365, we appreciate your time, your energy, and your participation. Little readers, big readers, whoever got in on the story time and was able to engage, we appreciate you so much. So don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and if you want to enter into the contest, subscribe and also tag 10 people. And this will be given away at the end of the month. So look for giveaways at the end of every month, and they could look totally different. Okay, so hey, let's stay tuned in to Fathers Read 365 TV. All right, folks. Well, again, it was great to have you here, and we want to make sure everyone is staying good, staying positive, and treating people well. We're going to see you all in the next adventure. I'm Mr. A. Bye now.